everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dora and this channel is called Dear Dora. And in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my cost of living here in Qatar. Qatar is a very expensive country. It is a very rich country. However, we are here. And as someone who is in survival mode and as someone who needs to save as much as possible and send back to Africa, so one of the most important things to understand is a kind of visa that I have. So I am on a sponsor's working visa. My bosses are my sponsors. It's like they brought me here and they are taking care of me. So with that visa, I do not pay for certain bills. They are all taken care of. The other kind of visa that I would explain, people who really spend a lot are people who are freelancing, and those freelancing people get their whole salary package and they have to personally pay for each and every bill as they are surviving in this country. However, as a first timer here, I needed first go for this kind of visa. So this visa includes the following. I enjoy all these things free of charge. They are deducted from my big salary. They are already catered for. Let's go through them. Number one is rent, accommodation. I do not pay for that. We have a very nice accommodation. I'll be sharing with you, I think, a room tour around here. And so the other utility bills are also paid, like water, electricity, gas, Wi-Fi, drinking water. All those bills are paid. I do not have to worry about that. All is transport from this accommodation to my workplace and from my workplace back to the accommodation. It is free of charge. However, you have to be punctual and you take that bus, otherwise you might go into extra personal bills. Then another thing that I enjoy under this visa or in this kind of format is I enjoy 2 meals at work. It's a hotel, of course. I love the food over there. So if I do the morning shift, I will enjoy breakfast and lunch. If I do a midday shift, I'll enjoy lunch and dinner. If I do a night shift, I will enjoy dinner and breakfast. So knowing those 2 meals are covered in a day just makes me worry less about expenses. Another thing that is catered for is my health. I have a healthy insurance card, and just that security of knowing I can just present a piece of plastic anywhere in a hospital and I'll be taken care of also worries me less when it comes to spending. For survival mode, I think those are the most important things. If water, food, transport and rent are catered for, I can survive over here. That is why that is one of the most important visas to have if you are coming here for the very first time. So let's go into those bills that I get my salary and I start deducting. I hate spending. Most important bill, which is very obvious, is food again. I have 2 meals, so I need a third meal. And then we have days like when you're off, you don't really have to go to the hotel, or you did a night shift and then you're going back like the other day. You have these very many hours. So I am the working machine. This body needs to be fed, so I still prepare myself that other meal and I'll put that bill under food and groceries, which I believe can be about it all depends, because some items can last as far as 4 months, like rice, flour, pasta. By the time it's the next month, you still have them. So if I'm to get that bill and try to squeeze it in a month, I think I spend like on food, because if it's next month, I still have that food. They sell in bulk and I don't really eat that much. By the time it's next month, I still have like that tray of eggs I still have. So but this is the amount of money I spend on food and groceries. So one way I make sure that amount of money does not go crazy, I avoid online food. However easy and delicious it is, it costs a lot. After the food, there's delivery fee. I make sure I avoid that. I make sure I do meal prep. Meal prep is like when I'm off, I will prepare food that is enough for me for like the next 3 or 4 days. Before it was hard. Actually, first time I did meal prep, I ate all the food in one day. Every time I would go to the kitchen and they were not just ingredients, it was food ready and I'll just eat it up. But I've gotten that discipline. I prepare food that's taking me for about 3 or 4 days, so I don't have to cook often. I don't have to be tempted to order online, and I don't really waste food, knowing I can keep it back and eat it the next day. So much discipline, and that's how I am saving when it comes to the food bill. Another bill that I get off my salary is transport. I already explained our transport is provided, but is strictly work, which is very understandable. However, transport here is expensive if you are using Uber. Uber is very expensive. Even a single trip would be about 10 real. That is 10,000 in my country. That's a lot of money. So how am I avoiding all that bill? Is using the metro. It's a train here. It is very cheap. It covers almost all the important places in Qatar. A trip, no matter how far or how close it is, to and fro is only 4 real. The cheapest rides on Uber are 10 riyals, so that's how I save a lot. However, I still spend on transport. In a month, I'll put like 40 riyal on my metro card. That's the bill I use for the metro, because I am everywhere. I keep moving around this country. It is very small, but every single corner is unique from another corner, so I'm always somewhere. So the other bill for Uber comes for emergencies. If I have to go somewhere and it's urgent and the metro is not like a nice option. I also use it in case I overslept and the accommodation pass leaves me, so I have to get to work in time, so that's when I also use the Uber. If to be honest, it can be about 100 a month. Yes, transport is very expensive. Please stay at home. Another underrated bill, I'm also going to combine it because it's very unpredictable. I would say that's beauty and maintenance and personal hygiene and general cleaning. I'll just put it together because also these products last long. Like if you buy a liter of lotion, it can take you for about 3 months, so you do not really spend every single month. If I buy a dozen of bathing soap pieces, they last me like throughout almost half a year. So I'm trying to get a specific figure. My saving tip is always to buy in bulk, to buy enough so that I'm not tempted to go to the closest bakala. They are more expensive than hypermarkets or those big supermarkets. So this bill hair, I have hair that is very expensive. One thing I did over here, I gave up, I surrendered. I am putting on wigs. We import the braids we use for our hair. The services are very rare and very expensive. For some reason, the hair grows very fast. A hairstyle that can last you for about 3 months in my country. I don't know if it's the nature of water or the weather. It grows very fast, and in a moment your baby hairs are uncontrollable. I do not understand. Me, I surrendered. I'm opting for wigs. That's how I am surviving. The other route is very expensive. When I used to do my hair, I would spend around 200 plus on the month I'm doing hair. And I just surrendered and I bought different wigs, and it's making sense for me. It is saving me a lot of time. They are easy to install. Utilities, I'll be talking about toilet paper, washing soap, Clorox, things to clean where you are staying. The tip is to be in a very good relationship with your roommate so that you share that bill. If today she puts toilet papers, next month you will put. That is a trick. If I'm being honest, that bill is also very unpredictable. It can be surprising sometimes it can be very minimal. Another silent bill most people do not recognize or even plan for is the credit data airtime bill. The service I use here is Oredo, and I wouldn't say it is cheap. It is quite expensive, and as much as I have Wi-Fi here at accommodation, I need airtime on my phone to make local calls within. Then I also need data in case I'm outside. I need to book Uber or like to keep online when I need to be online. This is a very.com world. So that bill, I didn't realize it until I sat down and calculated, and whoa, it's a big bill. However, if I'm in survival mode, it will be about 60 Qatar riyal, calls and data. Very expensive, 6 Qatar riyal a month in survival mode, but sometimes it can go up like 100, and people spend more than that. I am saving by utilizing other possible ways. WhatsApp calls do not work in these countries. However, VPN is there. So I talk to my family via such calls instead of calling internationally, which is very expensive. But then there are times when it's urgent, they are offline, or there are times when I'm going outside and I need to stay online, so that's when I spend. But I try as much as possible to keep it online, and by that, in survival mode, it is 60 Qatar riyal. But the bill of sending money, it is surprisingly cheaper. I think I've been spending at most 40 Qatar riyal transferring money from here to my country. I don't know, just cause my country or other people actually spend more, but I've never had trouble with that. So in my mind, I know it's about 20 or 50 riyal for me to transfer my money to any account or to any service that is going to send the money back home. So that is a bill they charge. Those are the most important bills for me on survival mode if I'm very sober. But then there are those months whereby your self-love is too much and you spend way too much. You go overboard the budget and all that. I'm just being honest. But then there are these other small bills that happen, like entertainment. Most people here in this country are young adults, so entertainment is something very important for us. For people who work outside their home countries, getting depressed is very easy, and being entertained is something like a temporary solution that works for us over here. And Qatar is a very luxurious country. When it comes to entertainment, when it comes to resting, free time, they go overboard. It can be crazy expensive if it comes to having fun over here. What I've been doing is visiting or going for entertainment that is free. There are very many free parks here. I've been everywhere. I've visited all the places that have free entrance in Qatar. I've gone to art galleries, I've gone to museums, I've visited every single nice place here that is affordable and is free. That is how I have my entertainment. I'm not so outgoing. I wouldn't really say. I do not remember time I've spent on partying or anything. It is not just my thing. I just love traveling, visiting places. The bill I'm preparing for is when I'm going to go and visit the desert. I want to experience the desert here in Qatar. That is what I'm planning for. Besides that, I will sit and watch my movies. Summarizing up the video, I would say the most important thing is to know what you want and stick to it. That's the most important thing, is to have a budget and have an ongoing project. Yeah. So in your own opinion, is it fair? Is Qatar expensive? Am I so into survival mode? Am I really good at saving? Is it what you expected? So I need to hear from you in the comment sections. Thank you so much. Bye.